Previously on Rimworld.
The name's Stein, Frankie Stein, but you can just call me the Doc. Dear Archaeotech, please do that stuff, whatever it is. Please, I don't want to cease to exist. Like and subscribe and comment, Archaeotech, please!
And Doc briefly contemplates murder. Hello, Protoceratops, buddy. Fuck you. We hate animals here. We're gonna murder them all. It's me! Oh.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
The problem. Please, sir? Jesus Christ, what did we do? I'm gonna be a bit. Ah! No, bad Marina! Nope. Assistant. Hunt some local wildlife. Doc got a little too excited to experiment. Congratulations, I've dubbed ye Planner. Progressing rather well. We were forced loop. We encountered a group of locals who informed us of a pristine ruin off to the west. Yeah, that's right, get the fuck out of here. We decided to settle in for a bit. The Doc, his sciencey senses tingling, he bolted off and discovered a high-tech research bench. Baguez and Arid, Purple and Bellis. Some local wildlife decided to hunt us. Marina, what happened? We took off back into the wilderness. I'm gonna get garroted! Oh! Garrot! The end of the desert! Back into the desert we go. And I'm sure nothing will go wrong, and everything will be fine. Today we're gonna talk real quick about progression. This didn't come up last time because, well, there was only one run in the last episode. If you haven't seen it, you should probably go watch that. The intro is mwah. And two, because, slight peek behind the curtain here. Shh, hey, look. I am making up most of this as I go along. So we're gonna try and get through this pretty quick. Because people obviously prefer action over standing here staring at whatever I put on the screen in order to kind of keep your focus. Maybe I'll do some like Subway Surfer. That seems to be pretty popular nowadays. In order to help with that, I'm going to leave myself in the background setting up for Run 2, while we go over very quickly just the 3 forms of progression that exist in this series. The 3 forms of progression we'll be utilizing in this are alterations, milestones, and very briefly what each of these... What was that noise? What the fuck is...
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Hold on, go back. What just happened? Hello? Anybody in here? Okay, somebody's definitely in there. Let's just back up a bit. Hello? Oh, I see fancy guns. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. Okay, well, we can't exactly fight those or get thralls from those, so... Oh. Alright, well, while I set up for Run 3 in the background, we're going to go ahead and go over those 3 forms of progression real quick. Alterations are minor changes to the mod pack that aren't meant to be progressions. They're either adding mods or playing around with things to make them more interesting for myself, or in ways that I think are going to be more interesting for you guys that aren't directly improvements upon the character. For instance, say that there is a particularly loud gun. A particular... There we go. Say there's a particularly loud gun that I was using that I found editing around very, very problematic. That gets scrapped, and another experimental gun from Doc's repertoire of experimental weapons and objects of strangeness gets pulled out and shoved in his pocket instead. Because fuck that.
Shit.
That was a lot of you don't understand. It was a lot of editing every time that gun got shot to try and make it was bad. It was bad. The second reason is to enable the story. Rimworld is a storytelling game, and we're trying to tell the story of Doc. So where it makes sense, we're going to alter the scenario or Doc's stats in order to accommodate maybe particular challenges he struggles to overcome consistently. And by him, I mean me in the way that I prefer to play games. For instance, first things first, we have made our player faction a new safe haven. This is from the Vanilla Factions Expanded Deserters mod pack. So we officially have a major goal of completing the Vanilla Faction Expanded Deserters quest line, which involves taking down the Empire. So that is going to be the big goal numero uno. The third reason is to create a sense of progression and maintain a sense of slow, steady progression. Roguelikes tend to have a steady form of progression, even if you don't make any major check marks or waypoints, you don't beat a boss, usually you still earn an in-game currency. We unfortunately don't really have that in this, so I'm trying to keep track of how many achievements we earn through the Vanilla Achievements Expanded. What is Vanilla Expanded the Vanilla Expanded Teams Achievements mod. And we'll slowly add small alterations and changes that actually improve Doc or his scenario or situation. The second type of progression is milestone progressions. Milestones are permanent forms of progression given to the Doc's loadout, or to the scenario, or to the mod pack and its settings in order to represent a major goal or part of a goal that we've reached that we want to be able to reach easier in the future. Like I said, we're making up a lot of this as we go along, so what I actually add, I'll let you know in between each runs in the aftermath here as narrator force. Finally, we have our big three goals, the finality progressions. These are massive progressions. Whenever we achieve the fullness of one of our major goals, we'll have some sort of super progression that permanently enables a major game advantage for us. That'll make accomplishing those tasks in the future easier and generally make the game easier overall. The goal isn't to drag this series on for dozens and dozens of episodes. Ideally, I'd want to keep it pretty short, so I want to snowball, with the eventual goal being to achieve all of these and just move on to a new game, or a new challenge. Probably a new game, because I tend to cycle through games that I enjoy playing. Right now, Rimworld is my obsession, and I want to complete this before it stops being my obsession. If you guys have any ideas on interesting milestones or goals we can aim for, let me know. Now let's hop in and check on run 3. Alright, it looks like Doc is putting his animal hatred to work. Hey little guy, we're gonna murder all of you. For having hateful animals put him back to wandering the universe. Okay, well... I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't look like something we can handle. We're not gonna make this mistake again. And so we head off into the Ashlands. Ashlands version 2.0, out now on the Steam Workshop. Get it, where you get your other mods added for this run onward. Also, a quick note, we're also going to be changing this up a little bit. We're going to be adding the Rebel trait. Instead of preventing ourselves from doing any work, we're basically making it nearly impossible for the Doc to actually do any work successfully, because I won't be giving him the the priorities for any of his apathetic skills. So the only way to get him to do those will be to force him to do the labor, and he'll do those much slower. I think that number is like something like 70% slower, so it's much slower. But he will do them, he just doesn't want to, and he's only doing it because he thinks he has to in order to survive. After several days of travel and several pit stops to stock up on food, come on buddy, don't pass out, you can do it. Hey, look, you made yourself a meal! Look at that! You should feel good about yourself! Don't just feel good about yourself now! Take a nap. We finally encounter a small settlement of the unification of Yobo, the Seahorses district, nestled into Hairhip Lake. Finally! A neighbor to settle down next to, and one who will certainly prove useful.
Nice.
We quickly trade for a sack of potatoes from them to fill our belly, just long enough for us to settle on a river a few hours north. We pick out a mostly intact structure and gather some furnishings from nearby, including a billiards table, recreation, a dinner table, and a butchering table. Some scientific examination of local flora found 2 edible plants, hacklehoe and wickweed. Now that he's settled in, Doc decided to take a quick break. Well, Doc had a break, which was absolutely fine. Doc, why are you so sad? What could possibly be making you sad about this situation, buddy? I don't see what could be making you sad. You've got a billiards table, a war merchant from the Central Republic. Hello, buddy. I apologize. Our only person who might be interested in giving you anything is currently out of order. Not that we could give you anything. We're not exactly flooded with stuff right now, but you know, there's a dead person floating on the edge of the oh, he's got such good shooting at melee. He'd be great as like a guard. Snap out of it, Doc. Snap out of it. Aww. A singular piece of legendary leather began floating downriver. Seriously, what the actual? Where did this come from? Where would it even go?
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from?
Legendary leather. And finally, we had our first application to join the clinic's staff. Ah! Sully Zimmer! What are you doing here? Sully! Okay, that was surprising, but we can do this. Sully! You bastard! Don't you dare! We can't replace that, you! How's it feel now, Sully? How's it feel now? Now, before the Doc could hire Sully, he had to first deal with an old experiment meant to see how animals fared under his necromantic power. Sully even had Psycast, which wasn't relevant to the run, especially since I picked a bad tree for us. But it's neat info to know. With a helper to do all the everything. From here on in, you're our we started making some headway on the clinic. Finally putting a roof over our heads, which is something I totally had known about this whole time and didn't just realize we'd never built. Now with more free time, Doc was able to relax and observe the local wildlife. Oh, looks like this hound was just hunting. Oh, were you hungry, buddy? Aww, that's cute. He also got to thinking on some very important scientific discoveries, thanks to a desk Sully built him. Wow, Sully planted some crops and nearly became a Ripper Hound's dinner. I'm sure that won't be a problem. Zimmer, fight back! Zimmer! Wait, he has a force push? This motherfucker has the force? Meanwhile, Especially not if we hunt them all first. I'm gonna keep an eye on him while he does this hunting.
Job's done.
Meanwhile, Zimmer advanced us into the electrical age. Then went and fished a lavish meal out of the river? What? Good boy. Look at that, Doc! You got a fancy meal! Shortly after, another body floated onto the map, and Zimmer, while waiting for it to get close enough to grab, was nearly dragged under by the current. But he did manage to grab it, so that's good. Meanwhile, back at the clinic, another application came in, attracted by Zimmer's near-death experience. An architect drawn by the desperation has come to rescue him, turning the tide of Zimmer's destiny. We allow the little architect to stay. What? I'm sorry, hold on, what? You just want to join us? Who the doc, for no reason in particular, felt they needed to impress, so they brought back Salamander. I am also a helper of the lost and wounded. Like this guy, look. Here, Valil, come see how great of a doctor the doc is. Even death. Oh my god, Salamander! Look at how great the doc is. Also a great healer of men and women. He cares for this man and brings him back to life, this goddamn chat of a goblin. Fuck me. The new recruit, Valil, immediately got to work, tearing down local rubble and improving our clinic. Valil will convince the doc that the Dryads are not technically animals. They are, in fact... What the fuck is an ink shooter? They are, in fact, sentient plants and her friends, and set up a den for herself in the nearby river. We bought some medicine from some passing merchants, and Valil showed off one of her natural gifts. For some reason, Doc decided to train his fisticuffs on Salamander, which is obviously what's happening here. Since if Doc had really wanted to kill Salamander, he would have just severed Salamander's connection. And Valil talked him down, though. What are you doing, buddy? That's not. You're not allowed to do that. I'm over here trying to set up some fucking stuff for our boys, and you're over there just doing your thing. Finally, we reached one of the most important technological developments in Rimworld. And finally, cocoa and coffee. Yeah. We said hi to some passing neighbors. Hey, you guys. Nice to see you. Welcome. Have a good day. Man, it's nice having neighbors. I'm a totally normal person who's not at all here to do terrible science. They don't need to know. It's for the betterment of humanity. Before hiring another applicant, who is immediately sent to establish a nearby facility to do something important. Very important. She will totally not be forgotten. The doc was antsy to experiment and gather materials, so he headed off to a nearby abandoned research lab, leaving Valil in charge of the thralls and tasking her with overhauling the clinic's structure. On his trip, the doc found a few nice genetic samples and, on his way out, met another applicant. Hello, Wolverine. Oh, where do you think you're going, bitch? Nah. On the way back, Doc and the new intern stumbled on a couple of people hunting near the mountains. It's time to go hunting. Alright, here we go. Buddy? I don't know how many there are gonna be. But you're in charge of finding out for me. I'm gonna stand here on this side of the river. You're gonna cross the river. And hopefully not, fall down. Hello? I am Unga Bunga. Oh my god. Look at that man. Meanwhile, back at the clinic, Valil received an aid request. Following the doc's instructions, she sent their most experienced member, Zimmer, off to help, accepting the reward. Dalgona coffee? The fuck? After a brief back and forth with the two giants hunting in the mountains, Duck recruited them onto the clinic staff. Say hello to Corbinian and Viator, and took one of their shiny beds they had back with him. However, before Doc could return with his new staff members, there was a robbery. Sneaking in under the cover of dark, some members of the Divine Order robbed the clinic. I'm sorry. What? Grabbing some animal skill trainers, components, and steel. Okay, see, that right there I have a problem with. Salamander was able to stop one of them, preventing them from escaping with some valuable components, and Valil came in with her ink shooters to punish this. Oh my god, do you think? Finally, Doc got back home and installed the furnishings he found into his new bedroom before taking a nap. There was an owlet that attempted to hunt Salamander, which the ink shooters took offense to. And this isn't important for any reason. I wanted to show off the ink shooters because they're so fucking ridiculous. It's so good. Jesus Christ. That's so good. Meanwhile, the Doc hunted some endangered moa who wandered onto the base. Because what's more appropriate to a once rich man than hunting rare endangered creatures? While trading with some passing traders, we noticed a combination of genetics which is totally not interesting or intriguing to me. I mean, the Doc at all. Submissive with very high libido. Right? Can I really ignore that option? I'm sorry. Against Imperial law, fuck do I care? Up till now, we still don't have a planner. Valil would be a great planner, but she doesn't fully believe in the plan yet. So we temporarily promoted Viator to planner in order to convert Valil over fully and make her the planner. I decided to go ahead and give Mermaid the Quadcorn's diligent student genes. That just will be helpful for her. And love was in the air. Oh, I'm sorry. Wolverine and Salamander, our two zombies, are now lovers. Cool. Moving on. More endangered creatures! This time with bags of goodies. Oh, hello. So, you know what that means. After an enjoyable hunt, the Doc made another great advancement, bringing us more efficient and consistent power. Look at this. We've got an industrial steam engine. It's the future! Future is now. At the same time, the first cocoa harvest arrived, something which will be amazing to trade with for more useful goods. Oh my god, the first chocolate harvest is here, and holy shit, there's so much. We had a couple weapon racks set up in the new storage facility, because Salamander had been put to work making various tools and weaponry to kit out our sorely under-equipped staff. In order to help Salamander, we started construction of a new workshop, and while building it, Valil came under fire. Well, hi there! All hands on deck. Vahil, call the storm, release the hounds. Oh, Jesus. Okay, there's a lot of them. Viator and Corbinian, too far away to help, came rushing back, stumbling over Felix on the way. I hadn't noticed yet, but this was literally our first customer, a vampire from space with paralytic aphasia who needed somewhere to be cared for. We will help you out in a second. All the explosions are freaking me out, but then I realize it's just the ink squid fucking them up. Unfortunately, despite very quickly switching the under construction medical lab to a prison and attempting to care for the raiders who survived, they all died. One, however, was taken in as a new intern. As payment for taking care of Felix, we had Wolverine inject himself with Felix's genes. Malachi genes. Still recovering from our last raid and down technically 2 pawns, we decided not to help a runaway Phytokin, but can't say no to a fellow deserter in danger. 2 Janissaries and 6 troopers. I don't know if we can handle that in our current state. Fuck it. We're gonna go for it. Awesomeness comes rushing in and we gather the troops. There they are. Move up this way. Move up this way. Move, 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 move. Awesomeness, I need you to be using your fucking guns, buddy. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's really bad as they've got a lot of long-range weapons, so we're gonna have to fucking get in. Which is fine. Most of these guys want to get in. Velil can stay there. Ow. And big club. Melee search and destroy. Get in there. Oh, you don't actually have a big club, but you know what? You're probably stronger in melee. And cleaver, melee search and destroy. Get going. Oh, Jesus. What's the range on that? Way further than he can get out of. You're gonna have to go in and deal with him yourself, to be real with you. This is going really bad. Uh-oh. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, we were not ready for that. Doc's bleeding out in 3 hours. I think that's GG. Nope, yep, man, there's Doc kidnapped. So that's GG. And that is round 3. But wait, what's this? A big jiggly blue lady friend come to our aid and... okay, that was a shame. But no! A big, beautiful man in black came to our aid and... Ah, he's gone. Oh! I noticed right after I finished recording we had Richelieu and Gerd, who's somewhere over here, who's been kidnapped as well, who came in and it was too late. He tried. The man in black tried, but it did not happen. And that's it. I was originally going to put runs 4 and 5 in this as well, but again, I didn't realize how much stuff I had for this, honestly. And just the run itself, the third run? Yes, the third run is at 21 minutes while I'm editing it right now. That's not including the intro. So I want to try and keep it around 20-30 minutes for videos, so this is where we're going to go ahead and call it. Let me know, you guys, if you'd rather have longer videos. It would take me longer to get them out, but I'm more than willing to do 30, 40, 50 hour-long minute videos. It's just kind of what people would be interested in seeing, and in the age I grew up in, for YouTube, people preferred like 30-minute stuff, but I don't know. Let me guys know. Let me guys go brr. I should do an outtakes for these sometimes, because I say some dumb shit when I mess up lines. But that is gonna be it for episode 2 of Rimworld, but it's a roguelike. Tune in next time when we add more necromancy bullshit as a reward for how far we made it in this, getting fully settled and basically starting on the first steps into the main quest line. I look forward to sharing that with you guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. As always, you guys are awesome. Stay awesome and have an awesome night, you awesome little lava monsters. Until next time, my name is Horse. Signing off. Bye-bye!